Good morning, guys. How's everyone? Bringing up my desktop real quick. And I hope to do so with making as little sound as possible. Sometimes an ad will come up. My cat's coming in to meow at me. Speaking of sounds. All right. So we are going to keep reading from A Course in Miracles for the foreseeable future. Chevy. That's what I was trying to avoid. It's a good sign. My ads come up. Means I'm monetized. That's what I've been hoping to do. It's been that way for 2 months. At the same time, um, the paradox of disliking advertisements and yet having them out there and earning an income from them. What can you do, guys? You do the best that you can. So, yep, we're going to keep talking about A Course in Miracles. We're keep sharing A Course in Miracles. And I'm going to do so randomly as thoughts and ideas and things that I work with come up to me. Now, I don't work through A Course in Miracles randomly. I am back doing the workbook. Course in Miracles has 3 sections. It has the text, which is dense. It can be difficult to read. The language is poetic, but man, it's also hard to dive in and read. I hope to do so again. Right now, I'm working through the textbook. I love the textbook because it's a do this type of thing. I love instructions. My mind loves instructions. My brain loves instructions. Um, I'm not always good at following them, but I like it in my workouts. I like it in my training plans. And of course, within the instruction lies the infinite possibility of experiencing it your own unique individual way. One doesn't preclude the other. We often think that if we're given parameters, then um, we're stuck. But I like the simplicity of do this and then experience the world from the point of doing this. It's like being given a coloring book. Um, just because you have a coloring book that has specific lines in it doesn't mean you need to stay in the lines. Doesn't mean that you need to follow particular instructions of someone saying, this is the color of the sky, this is the color of the grass, this is the color of whatever, and never ever mix them up. Hey, it's your crayons, it's your book. Do whatever you want to do. Let's see. Anna Greek is here and says there is no perfect food. Probably true. I don't know. So, randomly, because it's been on my mind, lesson 33 from A Course in Miracles. Lesson 33 says there is another way of looking at the world. Makes me wonder, if we just explored one textbook lesson from A Course in Miracles, that might be enough. There's another way to look at the world. And yet we believe how we look at the world is absolutely the right way because our parents told us it was, because our teachers told it was, because clergy, media, books, friends, neighbors, all told us this is the only way to see the world. And we have that thought, our own perceptions, not even ours. They've been shaped by a host of things, infinite things. And we project them outwards, and that's how we see the world. And it's based upon fear. We live in a fear-based world. This is the way it is, and it can't be any other different. I wish it was. Man, I wish things could be another way. But sorry, guys, this is it. And of course, it isn't it. We don't see reality. We see our perception of reality. And we navigate a world that is an illusion. The Course is saying there's another way to see the world. Jesus said there's another way of seeing the world. Buddha said there's another way of seeing the world. Krishna told Arjuna, how you see the world is not the best way for you to see the world. There is a different way, another way, a better way. And that's from the heart center. It's from love. The psychology of both yoga and A Course in Miracles say, as well as Buddhism, we basically have two thought systems. One is steeped in fear that we have learned and inherited from others. In yoga and Buddhism, it'll say that um, it'll say that it might come from past lives. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where it comes from. It's based in fear, and that's the world that we see. However, the other way is love, and it's not based on anything. It simply is. So we have a choice, maybe the only choice that we have. It might be the only experience of free will that we have. We have the illusion of free will, but if we explore it, we say, do we really have free will if everything is based on things that we've inherited, samskaras, emotional patterns that we have in our mind? Is that free will? I don't know. Explore it, and then you tell me. But if it comes down to it, two choices: projecting fear based upon our perception of the world, which isn't reality, it's just a perception, or extending love. What are we going to choose? Here's the world we live in, and it's a world that we live in because we have projected fear. I don't know about you guys. I'm declining the invitation to live in someone else's projection, including my own. And I'm going to extend myself as love in every possible moment to the best that I am capable of. I am officially resigned from the world itself. I am living from my own extension of love. Same man says, stay blessed, sir. Same man says, Sir Yogi, good morning. Good morning to you. Button Z says, the theory of entropy is better than God. Hey, I'm glad it works for you. Our friend Sabine is here. Sabine says, good morning, Yogi, Eric, and good morning to everyone in the chat. Let's see. Bob says, have you ever had to back in a hoe for stepping out of line? I have not. I haven't been in that position. And a Greek says, entropy represents chaos, while God represents harmony. Nicely said. And a Greek. Our friend Bird's Lover with Mir says, Sir Yogi, good morning. And stay blessed. Mir always drops that secret hint of who he is. So, if there's another way of seeing the world, why do we keep seeing the same world over and over again? Why do we see a world of fear? A world, as our friend Anna Greek says, why do we see a world of chaos? Why do we see hate and violence and warfare? If there's another way of seeing the world, why don't we see it differently? And it's because we've never been told otherwise that there's another way of seeing the world. Do you know we have the resources to feed every single starving child? Every single starving child right now could have a meal presented to them probably within hours. And that we're told that the resources are limited and that the logistics are impossible. We can't do that. Of course we can. If we can send fighter jets anywhere in the world in a matter of minutes, why can't we send a plate of food? Let's see. Dolly Beam says, Unc, the bills can't be this high. Oh man, they're pretty high. Taxes are due. I've already sent mine in. I'm not crazy about it. Let's see, Sabine says, sorry, I'm back to just say hi to Jace. I did too. I have Jace up and running now as well. I had you guys up and running this morning at the same time. And I'll keep Optimum up for the rest of the day. Mirbro says, "Sir, good morning. Good morning, my friend. I hope to catch you live today, Mir." Smee says, "We too, and I try to do leg work only. I hope it's going well." So, what if? Oh, her shoulder still hurts. I'm sorry, Sabine. Getting old. Me too. Me too, my friend. Mir says, "Sir, good morning, Yogi." So, Yogi, good morning. So, what if we woke up in the morning and decided to resign from the world that is being offered to us? Every day, someone's going to give you an invitation. Live in my world. Live in a world of chaos. Live in the world of violence. Live in the world where someone is wrong and someone is right. Do this, do this, do this, do this. What if we said, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to live in that world anymore. And I have the capability of erasing those perceptions and extending myself in love. What if I saw that instead? And of course, everyone says, nope, you can't do it. It's impossible. Is it? Because if we have that choice, maybe the only choice that we actually have, why do we keep taking the same one? And we want something different. Every single one of us will say, well, I wish it was true. But it is. We know, man, we know throughout history that there's always another way of seeing the world. Shakespeare said, nothing is good nor bad, less thinking makes it so. The world itself is a blank slate. It doesn't have meaning until we assign meaning to it. A tree is just a tree until someone says lumber, or until someone says um, whatever. This is an oak, this is an elm, this is a willow. It isn't. It's a tree in its own beautiful uniqueness, and yet we gave it a label. We've given an entire world a label, and we say, you are a starving child, you are a well-fed child, you are someone that lives here, so I can help you. You are someone that lives over here, and you're different than me, you're other than me, you're not my actual neighbor, so you go without. All perception. Every single bit of it is perception. Paul W. says, hi. Hello, Paul. What if we didn't have that perception? What if we didn't have that label? What if each label was meant to break our heart so that it was wide open and we held every single person that came in there, every single creature, every single point of existence? What if our heart was meant to be broken? Leonard Cohen sang in his beautiful song Anthem, everything has a crack in it because that's how the light gets in. What if we are refusing the light? We're refusing the light. Because if even a little bit of light came in, everything would have to change. Everything we know about the world would have to change. We could no longer carry resentment, grievances. We see people all the time who are picked on online for whatever. Someone is always more than happy to come in and tell me, I look different. I look this way. According to their perception, I am wrong because of how I talk, because of how I look, because of how I think, which makes them right. Someone's always willing to come along and say, this is how right I am. I am so right that you are wrong. I am so right because you are different. I am so right because you look other than me. When Ramana Maharshi was asked, how do we treat others? He said, there are no others. There are no others. Ahmed says, so Yogi and all friends, good morning. Good morning, my friend. Timo's here, says hi, everyone. Timo back from his beautiful walk with Bax. So what if none of that was true? What if I offer a reflection of you in my own uniqueness, my own beauty? And what if you offered that to me? What if I no longer saw you as other? I was going to look up a quote if I can find it. So you know what? What ifs? The world is filled with what ifs. What if I did this differently? What if I thought differently? What if I looked differently? What if my life was differently? But no one takes a step to be different. Because who wants to break out of the mold? It's easier to fall in line. It's easier to think like everyone else. It's easier to hide. You know what? Stop hiding. Stop hiding your light. Stop hiding your beauty. Stop hiding your loveliness. Stop hiding your lovefulness, that you are full of love and you are meant to only give that love away. Love can't be hoarded. It can't be given out in small quantities. It can't be quantified or qualified. It can only be given. That's what you're meant to do. You want to know your purpose, your dharma? To give yourself away until you reach absolutely nothing. When Gandhi was asked his goal, he said to be zero, to reduce myself to zero, because in zero is the fullness of existence itself. Let's see, Paul says, that's my problem. I think too much, over making decisions. In yogic philosophy and Vedic philosophy, it always says, go to your heart center. Ask your heart. That's what Carlos Castaneda was told by Don Juan. Ask yourself, does this path have heart? And listen, and your heart will tell you. Always follow the path with heart. Course in Miracles will tell you, you'll have two choices. You can make a choice based on fear, or you can make a choice steeped in love. A choice made in fear is always wrong. By wrong, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means the results will keep you in a world based in fear. When you choose love, it's always right. Always right. Our friend William is here. William says, my heart is, oh, I'm sorry, Paul says, my heart has loads of love. I know it, and I know how it feels when it has been broken. Me too, my friend. And it is, again, it's meant to be broken. It is meant to be broken. A lot of people don't like hearing that. Paul W. says a broken heart is truly devastating. You know what? It's only devastating to the ego. When the ego lets go of that sense of brokenness, it finds out it's whole, it's complete. A heart is broken because it's clinging to something specific. It's clinging to a perception. This is the way love should be. I should love you and you should love me in a special way. That everything needs to be the way it's perceived to be, the way it's supposed to be. That we are supposed to be committed in a single relationship, and that you are never supposed to do anything wrong, and you're never supposed to hurt me, and I am never supposed to do this or that. Life doesn't work that way. Life works in an infinite mystery that we don't know anything about, other than when the heart breaks open. If we allow its brokenness, we see it was never meant to be like that anyway. It's all inclusive. Everyone's accepted. Let's see. William says, I missed everything before this, so I have no context. Well, I think you do. As you know from past experience, I have no context. Everything just unfolds. So we dive in wherever we dive in. Carl says, part of the cycle. Part of the cycle. Absolutely. William says, I break regular, but as a master artisan, Christ chisels away unnecessary things to become more pure. I love that analogy. I'll piggyback on that in 1 second. Speed says, Yogi Eric, there's a good book from Marianne Williamson. Its title is Return to Love. And I love that. I have that book. I read it back in the 90s. It was one of the books that kept steering me back to A Course in Miracles. Um, it's entirely based upon A Course in Miracles, which is the book that Marianne Williamson's lived her entire life by, her entire adult life by. It's the book I first started studying in the early 90s. I came across it in the late 80s, and it has continued to change my life. And at this point, I've decided that this is it. Paul says, I know love makes many forms. I have lots of love. You certainly do. You are made of love and only love. So does love have many forms, or is it expressed in many different ways? If we examine love itself, it can have different forms, but it can only take the shape of different forms. If it had different forms, then that meant love was quantified, that it took that shape and it was only that. But being all encompassing, as St. Paul said in Letter to the Corinthians, it's all things. So if it's all things, can it be something specific? Grand Rising Josie from Grand Rising Yogi from our friend Squirrel Sniper. Speed says, me too. Yep, exactly. So I wanted to, let's see, Mir says, stay blessed, guys. You too, my friend. I'll be looking for you live today. So to piggyback on what William was saying, Jesus with a chisel. I love that analogy because it reminds me of what Michelangelo said when he was asked, how did you ever carve David from that single block of stone? How do you do something like that? What a huge undertaking to look at a stone and saying, I'm going to carve something majestic. But he didn't say that. He said, David was already in the stone, and he took away everything that was not David. What a beautiful, beautiful description. William H., in his essence, is already in existence. Life just has a tendency to take away everything that is not William, and so only the pure essence of love is left. Same with each and every one of us. Let's see. El Shaq says, "Hello. What's the topic, please?" Right now we're talking about the existence of love and the choice of projecting fear or extending love. Let's see. William says, "Grateful morning to you, Squirrel. It's always a pleasure to encounter you in the morning. What is your agenda for today, sir?" Let's see. Mir says, Sabine, how much more watch hours? Excellent question. William says, it is shapeless in our definition as it bans beyond our scope of observation. Was that supposed to be the question? I think that stands perfect as an observation. Love has to be shapeless because love is the existence of the world itself. It's which everything is that which everything comes from. Unconditional means it can't be given a condition. If we could perceive the world as it really is, quantum physically, we would see nothing has a distinct shape until it's observed. Nothing has a distinct shape until it's observed. Hey, Global's here. Global, how are you? Sir said, William just uploaded one video, brother. Mira says, thank you, Mira. I do not wish to have a channel. Timo says, sorry, I can't listen today. I have to make a lot of videos in the next 2 weeks because I get down from third party and falsely copyright claim. I'm sorry about that, Timo. Understandable, though. Smee says, sorry, just jumping between this channel at the moment. Please understand that I can go, that I cannot answer really fast. Completely understandable. Let's see. Amir says, okay, my brother, my best wishes and prayers for your happiness, man. Absolutely. William says, Timo, how much trouble you get? I'm surprised you don't have a hotline directly to YouTube support. He says, me too, William. It's crazy at the moment. Let's see. William says, thank you for trying to help me here. I will stop in your next live stream, though, sir. Me as well. Hey, Optimob, before you go off on your project, can you let us know where you stand on watch hours? William's asking the same thing, as did Mir up ahead. Mir says, my brother William, appreciate your kindness, brother. That's what William does. He's much appreciated. Mir says, after everything is fine, I will see you again. Not a problem at all. Smee says, Team and I encourage us that it will have a positive outcome. Oh, it will, absolutely. Because you guys are committed to making it so. You're committed to your channel, to sharing, to making beautiful pieces of art and putting it out there in the world. Paul says, nice channel. Thank you, my friend. Speaking of which, Paul, I put your channel up and I connected. It's just good to stay connected with positive people. So I'll be going out for my walk in just a minute. So we'll say goodbye. I appreciate you guys joining me in the morning. We've read from A Course in Miracles. It was lesson 33. I'm not doing any lesson in a particular order, just presenting them as a spontaneous come each morning. Today was, again, lesson 33, which tells us there's another way of looking at the world. That's a novel concept. We're not stuck, guys. We're not limited. Do you want to see a different world? It's there for us. We can, at any time, at any moment, we can see a different world. That's my wish for you guys, to see a world of love, to experience a world of love, to give a world of love. Let's see. Timo says, Eric, if I get monetized, I will make a video. I heard in another channel that I was begging for support, and I don't do that. I really do appreciate the help from everyone, but I don't begging. Two things. There is absolutely no if about getting monetized. Optimob's going to be monetized. It's a channel that deserves to have 100,000 viewers, subscribers. It's a beautiful channel made by beautiful people, doing nothing but putting loving and beautiful stuff out into the world. They'll definitely be monetized, and they're so close. And if you can help. As for begging, Timo, Sabine, they have never begged. You know what? The opposite. My first experiences with Timo and Sabine is coming into my channel and saying along the lines, how can I help you? How can I help you? How can I support you? How can I be a friend? And they have. So, man, from that moment on, all I've ever wanted to do is support Optima. And I will. I will support Optimob as long as they have a channel, as long as they keep putting beautiful stuff out in the world. They have my support. They have, um, they've shown me who they are, which I appreciate, and they're beautiful, loving people. Everyone should ask for help, and everyone should share their channel and what they do. You know, why not? There's a big difference. I've never once seen them spam a channel. As a matter of fact, I've had to ask Optimob, can you please drop a link to what's coming up? So, hey, my channel is wide open for you guys. Mir says, we just want to be happy and appreciate your hard work, my brother. Timo, we don't help you? Absolutely. Paul says, that's nice. Mir says, that's our job, brother Timo. It is. And I take my job seriously. Sabine says, that's how it should be. We should help each other. And Timo says, we sub to everyone in your stream or in others and don't talk much about it. We do it, and it's good. It is good. And Sabine says, we the people worldwide should be there for each other. Timo says, thank you, Eric. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. We have seen people who spam other people's channels and live stream. So we know the difference. Paul W. Is waving and 100% to Sabine. So I put out a video yesterday, and I wrote about it this morning, that, you know what, everyone is going to offer you an invitation to join their world. And it's a world seen through their perception, seen through the collective perception of everyone. And we keep accepting that invitation. We keep getting drawn into the petty squabbles of resentments and grievances, of judgments. And I have decided I'm going to decline all, to the best of my capabilities, I'm going to decline all invitations. Don't invite me to live in a world filled with limits and judgments and resentments and grievances. I know that it's there. I don't need to be part of it anymore. Instead, I'm going to invite you to live in the reality of unconditional love, that it is a possibility. We know it's a possibility. Every spiritual teacher, every spiritual tradition tells us not only is it a possibility, but it's reality itself. Jesus says that the kingdom of heaven is found within. So if you want to experience heaven, we turn within. We no longer project outwards, we turn within, and then that's what we give away. So, you know, Timo was talking about that he's heard in other channels. Man, let those people talk, because they don't know. They don't know Timo. They don't know Sabine. They don't know Bax. We do. That's what matters, guys. Smee says, only this way love can grow. Back stronger again. I agree. Paul says, I hate arguments and upsetting others hurts me. I agree, Paul. So that's why it's time that we can see, again, back to lesson 33. We can see there's another way of seeing the world. We just decline the invitation. We smile and say, thanks. I've already been there. I don't need to go back. Smee says, me too, Paul, but sometimes we have to stay out loud. What hurts us? So, one more time, I'm going to state the obvious. Optimob is a wonderful channel. They have my full support because they've earned my full support with the beautiful message that they have. It's the same with Mir. It's the same with everyone who comes by and hangs out with us, the entire community. Optimop says, honestly, I was looking for uploading my videos on Rumble in the future, but my videos have in that quality about 90 gigabytes, and on Rumble is the max 15 gigabytes. I've heard more talk about Rumble. I don't know much about it. Once I get settled, I tend to stay there. It took me a little bit of time to get settled on YouTube to finally get monetized. So here's what I'm going to do. This is my center. This is where I am. This is my home. And I'm just going to give myself away from here. Give myself until I reach zero, until I'm empty. And remember, emptiness isn't a void. It isn't a nothingness. It is an openness, a fullness. Paul says, yes, videos on Rumble are not sharp. William says, Rumble is better in my opinion. Oh, and William says, to be good hours. Hey, Optimum, before I leave, do you have an update on watch hours? We get a poop howdy from our friend Jace. Poop howdy to you, my friend. So, we get a quick update on hours, and I'm going to head outside. I'm going to catch the sunrise. So on the members option on my channel, I did a whole video on the yoga of sleep. How we use yoga, breath work, and certain other things to help us get a better night's sleep. It begins in the morning, and the morning starts with the sunrise. Hey, Paul W. I really appreciate you joining the conversation this morning. Sweet says, we all have different battles we talk about and try to help each other. Over here, we do all have different battles. This is true. Sweet says, and this is so wonderful. It is. Mir says, say, Sir Yogi, all beautiful people here. Good morning to you, my friend. Timo says, yes, but I won't talk about that in the near future. I heard on other channels I would be begging for watch hours. Jay says, unity in our community, absolutely. Spee says, you know, it helps a lot. Timo says, over to the back listening. Anyone who accuses you of that, Timo, doesn't know you. Doesn't know you at all. People have come to me and say, hey, other channels have been saying this about me. I hear people say, I hear people say that they hear people say that, and I guess I've stumbled across it, that my live streams have too much chaos, too much drama, that they've mentioned, you know, other members, other people, other channels. We just do what we can do. Let it all go. Remember Abraham Maslow, the father of positive psychology? He did the hierarchy of needs that much of modern psychology is based upon. Although he amended it, but never got a chance to fully put it out there. He talks about the self-actualized person is independent of the good opinion of others. Mir says, Simo, can Mir success his promise? William says, who is it that accused you? Optimum says there was somebody even from here. Wow, who we forgive. We don't talk about it. Well, that's a shame because I would like to think, I would like to believe um, that anyone who comes by and hangs out with us uh, knows better. All right, so guys, I'm going to head out. Oh, Optimob, Timo, do you have the watch hours? Roy says, yikes, I'm sorry to hear that. I have no idea who would about apologize for having to face that. I agree. 5:26. We are close. And that is as of, I think, the 19th. I think it's there. I honestly think it's there. We'll just keep putting in the hours until we reach it. Roy says, and the few times I have mentioned you guys was that I had the playlist open. Hope nothing said contributed to that. Believing you were begging for hours. No, I don't think so, William. I think it's people's false notion. I also think it's probably a way, it's a sense of projection, a way of making themselves feel better. We all know that we know the truth of Timo, and we know the truth of Sabine, and I certainly know the truth of Bax. Um, they put out nothing but love. Jay says, Timo, Optimob, take 24 hours off already. At least. Sometimes it'll add on, because they take off each day. But in the end, it all evens out. We're there. We're definitely there, guys. I'm hoping by Sunday still, but we keep working until it's done. And when we're finished helping Timo get monetized, we keep our support. We always keep our support. And then we start helping the next person on their goal and on and on and on. I think it's way past time that our friend Jace hits 1K. So let's make that happen. Let's make that happen for Brian Lane. Let's keep helping Jacob because no one gives more selflessly than Jacob. All right, guys. Jace says, can we all share Optimob and Mirror's scheduled stream, please? Absolutely. Absolutely, Jace. Timo says, Mir, last year, that time we were in holidays in Italy, and I uploaded at that time much videos, and I did streams. You have only 365 days to reach 4,000. Yep, we will get you there. We will get you there. Sabine says, thank you all, and we hope the next person as well. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to get outside. I'm going to get that sunrise in. I will see everyone later in the day. So, thanks again. Thanks for joining me. It's much appreciated. Take care. And absolutely, guys, share each other out. And remember, today is Spartan Saturday. Burpee Reaper. It's his big race coming up. Paul W. says, take care all. You too, Paul. Tima says, when I'm editing, my MacBook can easily handle multiple windows open. So many channels run from my channel. Awesome, guys. So, Much appreciated. I'm going to see everyone later. Take care.